You're not the Tower of Pisa. You're not leaning. Just go with them.
Who? I'm going with Storm.
Going with the Storm. Well, I'm going with the Panthers, and this is a legitimate
I don't
point.
think they've got enough in them. I think they've run out of juice.
We've got the Storm taking on the Penrith Panthers.
Yes.
It's the best two teams.
Well, they finished 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So they deserve to be there. They've been the best two sides all year, consistently the best two sides all year. It's going to be a great grand final, I believe. I think it's going to be a close one. Panthers are looking to go 4 grand finals in a row to make history, to win 4 in a row. Storm, they're just there because they're consistently good. But I am leaning towards the team from the south. As much as I want to jump on the Westie bandwagon, living out that way, and having Penrith probably being my second side, but I just like the style of footy, the way the Storm are playing.
You're not the Tower of Pisa. You're not leaning. Just go with them.
Who? I'm going with Storm.
Going with the Storm. Well, I'm going with the Panthers, and this is a legitimate
point. I don't
point.
think they've got enough in them. I think they've run out of juice.
Based off what, 1 week?
Based off the season.
Based off the season. Who in that forward pack is going to stand up to Leota and Fisher-Harris when they come on for their second stint at the back end of the game, where the game will be won in that 70th minute? You said it's going to be tight. I think Fisher-Harris, Leota come back onto the field and go bang.
I don't think Fisher-Harris and Leota I think they're kind of starting to...
Oh, you think they're...
Yeah. They're not as intimidating as what they once were, and it's been a long season for both of them. Fish had a few injuries and whatnot, but Leota's had to carry that workload, and I think that's starting to affect him a little bit now. I know they'll be right on the game day, but I don't think they're as intimidating as what they once were, and I don't think Melbourne get intimidated. So I think that's a big difference.
What about Liam Martin? I'd be intimidated by him.
Yeah, it's because he's a madman.
For me, the Melbourne middles haven't been tested in this final series so far. They weren't tested against the Sharks.
Yeah.
They got let off there, where I thought maybe the Sharks would get an advantage. And they weren't really tested against the Roosters either. I think the way that game went, obviously Nelson off in the first 10 minutes, and then they just didn't test them enough. But I think with the Penrith Panthers, I don't think they're going to be as forgiving as the other teams have been in the playoffs. And I think that's where Penrith get the advantage.
I can't see it. I want to see Penrith. I want to see it, but at the moment, I think they're too far apart. I know what you're saying. Where we know what they can do. We've seen it. We've seen it the last 3 years. We've seen it the last 4 years in grand final, in their seasons. But I think there has to be a level of excitement, and I don't think Penrith had that excitement.
But then, could they tap into that? Look, Fisher's going. Jerome's going.
We saw from the weekend how much that semi-final against the Sharks. You know, that. All about Fish and all that sort of stuff. He's moving on. I don't know if you can tap into that again. Sharks took it to them. I thought Sharks were the better side for that opening, probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes. They were looking the more dominant side. I know it goes. I know it's an 80-minute game. So what's 20 minutes of a game?
Yeah. Penrith can weather that.
Yeah.
I feel as though Penrith
want to weather that. That's their style of play.
But I think Penrith have got the ability to withstand more pressure than what Melbourne do. I think Melbourne are more likely to give up points than the Penrith Panthers.
I have to agree with you that. I have to agree with the fact that I think Penrith can withstand a little bit more pressure for a longer period of time than what Melbourne can. But I just think that across the board, there's too many good players in form for Melbourne.